We go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Hang Out With. And tonight we are fortunate to be hanging out with entrepreneur Brittany Berry. And she is going to be talking about her trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur and what she's doing right now in her business. So let's get this party started. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Glad to be here, getting the hands all warmed up for the first question. And boom. When and why did you start as an entrepreneur, Brittany?
When I was probably about 8, 9 years old or so. We lived in this big old apartment complex, and my mom gave me the idea one day to start selling some lemonade right outside. So she helped me make it all up, and we did pink lemonade, regular lemonade, and all that. We had a whole bunch of people that went through our complex, and I would holler out, "Hey, you want some lemonade?" So I started doing that, and then she got me into doing crafts. So I started trying to sell those too. So I've done all kinds of stuff.
So you first start out with lemonade. Amazing. Typical, beginner entrepreneur lemonade stand story. Love it. Love it. And what'd you do? You did that for a summer or a year, or how long did you do that one for? Do you remember?
About 3 summers.
Good for you. That's incredible. And then you segued over into crafts you're making?
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep. I've always loved doing crafts.
Good. And then so what happened there? Like, how did you get, what'd you do? You just go and knock on people's doors and try and sell them? You set up a craft stand, sell them at shows? What'd you do?
Well, I didn't really do any shows. I didn't know that craft shows even existed at the time. But my dad would drive me around to like little parking lots, like Save-A-Lot and stuff like that. And we'd set up a little stand out. So kind of like the lemonade stand, but it was just a bunch of crafts.
Right.
And people would stop and look at them and feel them and buy them. And
that's amazing. Okay. And you're like 8, 9 years old at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's incredible. I love hearing these stories of entrepreneurs starting at such a young age. That's amazing. I applaud you. Thank you. And then what did you do? Okay. So you keep your entrepreneurship going. How did you keep it going? Where'd you go to next?
Well, it actually I guess I started around 7, really. We got into a really bad car accident when I was 9.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it kind of stopped after that because my dad wasn't the same after that.
Yeah. Sad. Sorry to hear. Okay. So then you get back into, so tell us about your business now currently. What are you currently doing as an entrepreneur?
I do a few different things. I sell planner stickers on the side. I don't do a whole lot with that though. Then I'm a proofreader, a transcriptionist, and a scoper.
Holy jeez. Okay, so how did you do all this? How did you get to the point of doing all these little jobs and whatnot? Like everything under your entrepreneurship umbrella?
Well, it actually started a few years ago. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was looking for something to do at home. And I tried cold calling. I tried all kinds of weird stuff. And then I found transcription. And I thought it was just going to be another weird thing. And then I got into it and I was like, man, I really love this. So I started doing that. And then I learned about proofreading. I was like, man, I really like to read. So this is awesome. Then scoping came in. That's for the legal people. So I started working with court reporters and lawyers and stuff like that to do scoping.
Okay, so you're doing all the proofreading, you're doing the scoping and whatnot. So what did you do? What's the name of your business now then currently? You said you structured a corp. I understand, correct?
Well, it's Script Warrior Services. So right now I'm mainly pushing the proofreading aspect of it. What is it?
Scrolling along the bottom, I'm just pointing to it right now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Check your profile out on LinkedIn. Script Warrior Services is Brittany's business. Amazing. Okay, so explain a bit more about the business then.
So, I do a lot of transcribing right now, but I'm trying to move over into the proofreading aspect of it because I want to be more active in my family's life. I've got a few people on standby for transcribing, so I have a couple of what do you call them? Independent contractors. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. And so how long ago did you start that? And you got to a point where like, hey, I'm actually getting enough business that I can actually make some money from this. I don't have to work anymore. How long ago was that?
Well, I started the website just a couple months ago, but I've been doing it for a while. So I was doing the client acquisition of part of it for a couple of years before I decided to do the website.
Good, good. And roughly how many clients do you have now currently for your business?
Well, right now I took it down to 2 because COVID has been a nightmare, especially with transcribing. There isn't a whole lot of people doing much right now.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? It's kind of a bit of a standstill, correct? So hey everybody, thanks for joining us as always here on the comments on the one side here. If you have any questions for Brittany, just put it. Oh, Gen X has already got one. How's that for timing? That's incredible. Your first question of the night, Brittany, comes from Gen X. There you go. That's Brittany. If there is proofreading or other work that is doable if someone only had a smartphone but not a computer, what do you think?
You can't really type on a smartphone. You might be able to do proofreading, because you can. If someone has an ebook, you can download it to your phone. But the thing is you need to be able to mark it up. So I guess if you can have Word on your phone, you can go through and read it, but you have to count the lines. It's a lot more work, but it's doable.
Good for you. Good. Excellent. Ryan asks, where are you from?
I am in Georgetown, Kentucky.
Beautiful. Nice. How far off 75 highway is that?
Do what?
I-75. How close are you to I-75?
Oh, like 2 miles.
Really? I love driving through. When we used to go to Florida all the time on I-75, I used to love just driving through Kentucky and all the states, Georgia. Just so fun, so nice, beautiful. Okay, so what motivates you? Like, what keeps you motivated as an entrepreneur?
Just being able to have my freedom. I wake up in the mornings and I wouldn't have this. I can sleep whenever I want. I can get up as late as I want, stay up as late as I want. Spend time with my family whenever I want, with no one breathing down my neck.
So for those people now that are working and they're thinking they've got aspirations to be an entrepreneur, they want to get into the entrepreneurship world, what advice would you give them? And like, how did you make that leap? Like, when did you make that choice? Like, what was it that made you say, that's it, I got to get out of this and I've got to get into my own world? Because freedom is what it's all about. You're so right. I love the freedom. That's exactly why I did it as well. So how did you do it? Like that's the wise word done, but how did you go about doing that? Like, how did you know the time was right?
Well, I didn't, to be honest with you. And this is a mistake that I did, and I do not advise anybody to do it. I just quit my job and walked out.
Honestly, you just got it. I'm out of here.
Yep. I said, screw y'all, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
Okay. And so walk us through the process then. Like, how did it lead to where you are today then?
Well, I started getting into the transcribing before I quitted my job a little bit, but I didn't know the full aspect of it at the time. So after I quit my job, I told my fiance, Kenny, I was like, look, honey, I can do this. I just need to be able to have more time to do it. So he supported me. I quit my job and I started doing that full time. Of course, I didn't make very much at the beginning, but I didn't really know what I was doing.
Yep. You figure out things as you go, as always, as being an entrepreneur, right? So,
oh yeah.
So how did you obtain your clients then? So you figured you got a skill, you got a service that you can offer. How did you find your clients?
Well, first I actually started working with other companies, other transcription companies and stuff like that. And then when I wanted to branch out on my own, I didn't really know how to do it. So the first website that I had, what I started doing was writing blog posts. And since then, I've actually shut that blog down. But I was able to gain a couple of people through that, but they were like one-offs.
Right.
So now Megan is actually my mentor and trying to help me, or not trying, she is helping me do the client acquisition part of it.
You mean this person right here?
Yep.
There she is. I guess we had on a couple weeks ago. Hey, Megan, how's it going?
But yeah, she's been helping me to be more out there. And because I'm an introvert, so I'm like that little nerdy kid in the corner, I don't want to talk to nobody, but I'm trying to get out of that. So she's been great.
Good for you. And Megan knows her stuff. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
You ever know her stuff. So full support to you, Brittany. If anybody can look, use her services by any means, take a look. Brittany's LinkedIn profile is right. It's Script Warrior Services right down below. And she may be getting into Instagram. She's going to join our Discord after this so we can help support her and whatnot. And I'm going to get her to join the Send a Big Smile team as well. She's going to be part of the membership there. I'm going to talk to her about that afterwards. So that's incredible. Good for you. And you feel that you're at a stage where you're comfortably growing, you're in control, you're you're financially sound, you're stable, everything's okay there as well.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he works too, so that helps a lot. I mean, if it was just me, I'd be a little worried about that. But I'm still in the somewhat beginning stages of getting out there, getting more clients. That's the goal, is to get more clients.
Right. So how many clients do you think you could handle?
By myself?
Yeah. Like, how many hours a week are you dedicating with your clientele base right now?
I mean, I work a good full time, maybe more, probably around 50, 60 hours a week. But that's a mix too. It's a mix of proofreading and transcribing. So with proofreading, I can actually do that in my bedroom, and still hang out with my family. But with transcribing, I can't do that. So I'm trying to push more towards proofreading.
Wow. Good for you. So obviously this is the problem that your business solves for other people and other companies then, correct? So they're like, hey, I don't want to do this. Pass it on to Brittany.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it on. I'll take it.
So, yeah, you must have a huge potential market out there. Massive.
Yeah, huge.
And yeah, you're taking those steps right now to get out of your shell, as you're saying. We were talking about this beforehand, and getting yourself out there, getting yourself more well-known, and therefore, that would just obviously in turn pick up some more clients for you as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the market's so big for me. I mean, I have court reporters, lawyers, YouTubers, podcasters. I mean, anybody that does audio.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's huge.
That's incredible. And are you excited every morning? Like, you just have a hard time sleeping because you get so excited? You just jump out of bed in the morning, and go, "Woo! It's another day. Who am I gonna bring on as a client this week or today?" Do you feel that that full excitement? Do you still have that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I probably get on average about 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night.
So why? What is it as an entrepreneur? I know what keeps me awake at night as an entrepreneur. I mean, younger, it's very different now than it was when I was younger, I should say. What keeps you awake at night now?
What's the next day going to bring? I mean, am I going to be proofreading a blog post, or am I going to be typing a YouTube video? I mean, I don't know. And I learned so much from doing these audios. It's crazy. I could probably have a couple of bachelor's degrees with all the information.
When you're hands-on, it's incredible how much you can learn.
Oh, yeah.
So, all the entrepreneurs watching right now, comment at the side. I'd love to know what keeps you awake at night, positively and negatively. I know for me now, it's all positive, and it mostly has been. I mean, I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning and see what the day holds, right? And taking on new projects. Like, the creativity that you can bring to your business it's exciting. Like, who's kidding you?
And I like it to where there's different stuff. I don't like it to be the same thing. Like, I don't like monotonous jobs, and that's what I found I got in the 9-to-5s and stuff, like, or factories or wherever it is you're working at. It's monotonous, tedious, boring, and I don't have that anymore.
Yeah. Good for you. You made the leap, and obviously you're doing extremely well. Do you feel that it's still a lot of hard work?
Yeah. I mean, especially for me, since I'm such an introvert and I'm trying to get out there and, I don't know, I'm just trying to get out of my comfort zone and do videos, or maybe get back into my blog some more. Just
do it. Do them all. Absolutely. Get out there, do videos. Great. Definitely. Right.
Yeah.
So Ryan says that what keeps him awake at night, and this is my partner in crime for Creator Talk on Thursday nights. We're not going to do this Thursday, probably next Thursday, though, for everybody watching right now. I just hope my clients pay. No kidding. No kidding.
Well, I have a rule about that. Actually.
What's your rule?
Well, if you're going to be sending me a work, 50% is required up front, and then I'm not giving you the transcript or the rest of the work until I get the other 50% at the end.
That's a good setup. That's a good setup. Yeah. Accounts receivable would always bother me with any of my businesses that were in that situation as well, right? Like I
Right.
have to hire somebody to pay. I have to pay somebody to phone our clients to remind them to pay within a net
Oh,
term 30. You're kidding me, right? Like this is
mm.
incredible. That's
Yeah,
right.
I don't want to deal with that.
No, and you guys, it sounds like you got great structure. And as Megan says, don't mess with Brittany. Hector the collector will be after you in no time. That's right.
Yeah.
But that's a great way. If you can, any entrepreneur watching right now, if you've got a, honestly, profitability is one, obviously in your business, but next is your cash flow. And if you got a great system like what Brittany's got here, obviously 50% up front and 50% of the completion of the job, you don't get to work until you get paid, is a great system. It really, really is, right? So a lot of entrepreneurs don't have that benefit.
I will work with some people, like, if they've been with me for a while, which I haven't gotten to that point yet. A lot of my stuff has been more like one-offs because I started right in the middle of COVID, so it's been hit and miss, but I do have this thing where if I've built a relationship with somebody, I'm willing to bill like every 2 weeks, like on the 1st and the 15th or something like that. But the first time they stiff me,
That's it. COD,
that's
man.
it.
COD. That's right. After that, COD. That's for sure. So what other challenges do you have in your business?
I mean, really, it's just being an introvert and trying to reach out to other people and trying to get out there. That's really the biggest problem that I'm having right now.
Good. I love it. I love hearing these stories of people challenging themselves to be better and to do better.
Yeah.
So good
No
for
play,
you.
no game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Once again, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. This is great. Really cool. If you guys have any questions for Brittany, just please put them on the side. We'll post it up there. And please, like XYZ ABZ is saying, please hit that like button. Really do appreciate it. As most people say, it's good for the algorithm. It feeds the algorithm. Thank you so much. And check out Brittany's LinkedIn profile when you guys get a chance. Script Warrior Services. That'd be greatly appreciated. Apart from the freedom, what else do you really enjoy about being as an entrepreneur?
Well, I can make whatever I want to make. Like, there's really no limit to being able to do what I want to do.
Yeah. Are you very creative?
Very.
Yeah. Give us an example of how you would bring that into your business, your creativity. Do you use it in your marketing?
It's more of like physical creativity, honestly. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest.
No? Do you ever notice that you look back on the day and you go, hey, that's a cool idea that I brought in? I mean, obviously your ideas must be flowing all the time, right?
Oh,
For me,
yeah.
I always found like into marketing usually, right? So do you find that your
Right.
ideas are more into marketing or into other areas?
It's more into other areas, but you just really gave me a good idea, though. So I'm going to try that.
Get the ideas out there. Definitely. It's so fun. Did you ever have a mentor or a person that you looked up to? I guess that'd be a mentor anyways. That kind of like motivated you maybe in the back of your mind or in the forefront to, make you make that leap into entrepreneurship?
I mean, there's really no one specific person. I've always watched other like more powerful and more wealthy people than me, especially the good ones like Dave Ramsey, for example. I follow him.
Oh, she's frozen.
I like his principles, and so I've been following him, and I like to watch people that do good, that are good people.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anybody in specific that you are currently following on YouTube, or are you reading any entrepreneur books that you can recommend to other people that are watching right now?
I know a good book that really helped me out. It's called Who Moved My Cheese?
Yeah.
It's a really good book.
It's a great book. That's definitely a reread. That was years and years and years ago. I read that one, but well, not that long ago, but still. What was your biggest takeaway from this book? Because I love it. Yeah, go.
You just keep trying. I mean, you don't give up.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about it. And I mean, I'm very persistent, stubborn.
Stubborn. So what would you describe yourself as in 3 different words? 3 words to describe yourself.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, and I was trying to narrow it down from 5.
Yeah.
Persistent is a big one. I'm dedicated and transparent. I want to be open and honest with people.
Good. That's very nice. That's good. Okay, so you go back in time. What advice would you give 15-year-old Brittany?
Be patient.
Yeah.
I'm not very patient. I know whenever I started trying to do like work at home stuff or being an entrepreneur, I mean, I didn't know what it was. I thought it just you did the work one time and overnight here it is. No, I learned the hard way that it's no. It takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication to get where you want to be. And if I had known that when I was 15, I'd probably be bigger than I am now.
Good. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So what's the most recent entrepreneur book that you've read?
Work at Home by Caitlin Pyle.
And what was your takeaway from that one?
She just goes through and gives you a lot of real stuff about working from home. I mean, there's no really one thing in particular.
No, nothing.
No, she just goes through a lot of. Well, I guess I could say that she kind of like lays out sort of a plan because I'm really bad with schedules. Like I'll make one, but I almost never stick to it. So I'll get everything done, but not in the time frame I wanted to. So whenever I was reading that chapter of her book, it really made me like open my eyes and think, well, maybe I should get a timer or I don't get one of those things you have on Chrome that I can use to watch what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's good to hear that you're looking at ways to improve yourself and to get better and to grow. That's really, really cool. Really, really cool. What's your definition? What's Brittany's definition of being successful?
I think happiness has a lot to do with it. Really enjoying what you're doing. Like if you don't like the work you're doing, then I mean that's not really successful. So I mean you go into business because you have something that you enjoy to do. So being successful.
Tough question.
Yeah, it is. Being able to spend more time with my family, but and like maybe work less, but still bring in the same amount, maybe.
That's good. No, seriously, that's a good goal to strive for. Definitely. I mean, time, freedom and time, right? Obviously is our biggest asset. So any way that you can pull away from the business and spend more time with your family, great goal to have. And if that's your definition of being successful, so be it. Everybody's definition is so different and whatnot, but great answer. Love it. Love it. Love it. Do you ever plan upon retiring?
Yes and no. I mean, I really like the work that I do. So, I mean, I do want to maybe 75%.
75% you're going to plan on retiring. So you'll still work a little bit because you enjoy doing what you do, right?
Yeah, right.
So why would you want to retire away from something that you really enjoy doing?
Right.
Right. So, I totally agree with you. Entrepreneurs, I find, just don't look at that road. There's an end to it in retiring because they just do what they do. And that's basically really what it is, right? So it's their lifestyle. So, but what would be your definition of being retired? So 75-25, the 75% you are not doing anything. What are you doing apart from in that 75% then as being retired?
I like to travel. I have a few places that I'd really like to travel before my end.
Traveling is awesome. Yeah.
Well, and I can work too. It's the type of work that I do. I can actually take it with me. But I would really like to travel and see some stuff like Ireland. I really want to go to Ireland one day.
Nice. Nice. That'd be beautiful over there. Been to the UK, but I haven't been to, well, I mean, I've been to England, but I haven't been to Ireland, but here it's amazing over there. Amazing. So what do you typically tell people what you do when they ask, so Brittany, what do? You say right away, I'm an entrepreneur, or you have to explain your business to them?
Well, I've tried telling people that I transcribe, and they're like, what is that? So I have to I have to say I type audio and I read books.
Pretty simple, pretty easy. Do they understand it? Do they get it from you or what?
Well, that's the best way that I found that they understand. Because if I say, well, proofreading is, that's pretty common. So they understand that. But transcribing and scoping, they don't know what that is. And what's a scooper? I'm like, it's not scooper, it's scoping.
I love it.
So I have to explain it.
So describe yourself 5 years from now, both personally and your business. Where is it 5 years from now?
I'd like to get a few more independent contractors underneath me. Maybe a good 20 or 30 more clients. Maybe a VA to take care of social media.
What's a VA? I don't know what a VA is. What is that? What are you watching? What's a VA?
The virtual assistant.
Okay. And what would they do for you, and where do you find a virtual assistant?
I mean, you can really, I guess, find them pretty much anywhere. It's maybe somebody to take care of my social media, maybe to help do like posts and stuff on social media, since I'm not very good at social media. Get somebody to do that for me.
Welcome to my world. No joke. So a virtual assistant, let's touch base on this for a little bit, because I've used virtual assistants for over 10 years now, and I love them. And I use them from Upwork, from Guru, and they're fantastic. And I use them as often as I can for anything that I can. And so basically those websites I just mentioned are just platforms, so they're broker sites, so they can connect you with people that are willing to do the work for you. Right. So basically, have you ever thought about being a VA on one of those sites? Because you could do the work anywhere as well from around the world. Brittany?
Right.
Is that what you can do as well? Or how? So you're picking up your clients now, but have you ever gone like full throttle on, say, Upwork or Guru?
I'm sorry, you froze on me.
Did I? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you used Upwork and Guru before in order to expand your clientele base that way?
I mean, I have profiles on there, but I don't really, I know this is going to sound weird because I'm such an introvert, but I want to be present on LinkedIn, maybe reaching out to people myself instead of waiting for somebody to come to me.
Yeah, smart. But anybody watching this and has not hired a virtual assistant, I would highly recommend it. And you could hire a virtual assistant for personal use as well. Right, you could just have them on a bit of on an hourly rate or a fixed rate, and just have them do things for you, like do some research for you, things that would slow you down. So, right. I remember when I first started using one, it was just like I would walk around the house thinking, well, what can I use a virtual assistant for? Like, how can I have that person help me? And you start on a list, and then you hire accordingly, right? So, yeah, if you can get to the point that you can pull yourself away from your business by hiring virtual assistants, do it. That would be
I'd love to.
That'd be fantastic. How did you make your first sale, and how did you feel when you made that first sale?
I actually had somebody reach out to me. I was still in the beginning stages of building the website. Right. And she reached out to me, and she had a couple of audios, and I'm like, really? Is this like the real deal? So because I thought it was fake. I mean, you get a lot of scammers out there too. Yeah. But she agreed with everything that I had said, and it just kind of went from there. I was really excited, and I couldn't wait, and got it done. And how did you feel afterwards? Really good. Sense of like that huge sense of accomplishment, right? Yes, absolutely. That was like one of the biggest steps that I've been able to, that I was able to make at the time. Good for you. Good for you. I applaud you on that. Fantastic. Because once you get that first sale, you get one sale, you can get 1,000 sales. So, right. It's like, you did something right, so you need to keep doing it. Exactly. Run with it, as Herjavec says all the time, Robert Herjavec. Entrepreneurs figure out the solution and they run with it. And it's so true, right? Now you got one client. How did you get it?
just go with that one client. It's so true. So true. So what are some of the mistakes that you made earlier that you wish you could have avoided? And this is good for anybody watching this, and maybe you can, help them out from mistakes that you've learned over time. Like, give us an example of a couple of mistakes that you made.
Not being what?
Hey, how you doing?
Not being patient with myself. That's Kenny, by the way.
Hey, Kenny.
Everybody's saying hey. Not being patient with myself was a big one. I have a really big problem with being impatient. But I've learned to calm that down a lot.
Good.
What else? Oh, working too much is a big one.
Really? Working too much? And so what have you done to try and minimize that then?
Well, I have a rule for myself now. So if I'm not done with my work by 9 o'clock, because I start at a weird time of day. So if I'm not done by 9 o'clock, I'm putting it away. I'm done.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's 9 p.m., not 9 a.m., right?
Right. Yep. Because I don't get up until like 11, so I stay up about half the night, and then I don't start working until I don't know, noon, 1, sometimes 2. So I'll work until 9, 10ish, and then that's it. Nice.
Good for you.
It was really hard to get there, by the way.
It is. Being an entrepreneur is really, really tough. Right?
You can't turn it off.
Yeah, and you can't. Thank you for saying that. So true. It's extremely difficult to turn it off. Right? Yes. So you're gone on a vacation, you're sitting on the beach, and it's just like your mind's still going. It's just the way we are. Right? So you're always constantly thinking. You're looking for improvements. You're thinking of other projects or whatever. And it's just like, go all the time. It is very tough to turn off. You're right. I'm glad you made that point, Brittany. I'm really glad you made that point. So being an entrepreneur is tough enough. And when your mind keeps going all the time, it makes it even worse. So what's unique about your business that keeps people coming back all the time?
I knew you were going to ask this, and I was trying to think about it. I guess the one thing that I would say is that I'm really transparent.
Good.
So yes, I'm very, very honest. I mean, like I said, I'm an open book. So I try to be, or not try to be, I am. I'm very honest and open with well, no, I don't want to say everything because I have boundaries, but.
But for the most part, you're pretty open about most everything.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
So what habits that you have that has made you, successful as an entrepreneur?
Habits. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I've always been hardworking. I don't know if you would call that a habit.
Well, for sure. If you're hardworking and whatnot, you must be self-motivated as well, right?
Yes, I'm very self-motivated. And I'm self-disciplined too. Well, I can say that now, but yeah.
So have you ever had to turn down a client for whatever reason? Have you ever had to turn down a client?
Yes, I have. One time.
Let's hear it. Sorry.
I had one person come to me one time, and they're like, they wanted an audio transcribed, and I was like, okay, awesome. Well, then they started complaining about the rates, and I'm like, okay. They wanted to slash the prices in half, and I'm like, whoa, no, I can't do that. And they're like, well, you're too expensive, and this place over here does it cheaper. And I'm like, well, then go over there.
Yep. Good. Don't ever fall to the price hammer like that. No way.
Right.
Absolutely. Wow. So you just said, hey, thanks a lot, but no, it's not. This is definitely just not going to work out. Sorry.
I try to be nice about it, but yeah, I turned them down.
Yeah. So how do you separate yourself from your competition?
That's actually something I'm still trying to figure out because I have such a huge competition.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that I think I have going for me is the humanity and transparency that I have.
Good.
Because I'm not a robot. A lot of these places out there, you just go in, you upload the audio, then whoever's doing it does it. You go back in, download it, and that's it. You never talk to anybody. And I don't want to be that way. I mean, I want to actually be able to connect with people. So I think the humanity aspect of it is what helps to set me apart.
Good. So being an entrepreneur, we're all about having to, the journey of being an entrepreneur, being successful over time is all about having to deal with failure and, learning from it and whatnot. And it's part of the process. We have to go through it,
Yep.
Hard times or not so hard times. Sometimes a real kick in the butt. Sometimes it's just like a little bit of a slap in the face. So how does Brittany deal with failure? How do you do that?
Well, I can tell you I didn't deal with it too good at the beginning. I've gotten a lot better about it now. I mean, I might pout a little bit, but maybe cry. I don't know. It depends on how big the failure is, really.
Yeah.
But I try not to look at it as a failure. I try to look at it as more like lessons learned. Like, depending on what it was, whatever I did, obviously that wasn't working. So again, don't do it. So I try to learn from it. That's what I'm doing.
Good for you. Exactly. Don't spin your tires in the mud. If you're going to learn from every failure and move on from it, get up and move on from it.
Right.
There you go. Done. So as Ryan says here, this is entrepreneur life. Left the house at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, getting home at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I thought you get to live on an island and stuff like that. No kidding. Sorry, not yet.
No, not yet.
What was your vision about being an entrepreneur when you started? Did you have a bigger picture of like one day living on an island and stuff like that? Or did you expect that, okay, man, this is going to be a grind. I'm going to be working 14 hours a day nonstop, pow.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, when I first started, I thought it would be like that because, when you first start out, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but you'll see like ads everywhere, make $500,000 by tomorrow. I mean, I've seen that kind of stuff. So I was like, man, this would be cool. And then I started learning, well, those are all scams. But I did have some visions like, man, maybe we can go, I don't know, live in California or something, somewhere nice where it's warm all the time. And then after I started getting into it, I'm like, well, this is a little bit harder than I thought. But I do still have big dreams.
Good. Keep those dreams going. Seriously. Stay focused. Like, get laser focused and stay on them. Right?
Absolutely.
Victor made a great point here. He says, good one, Brittany. Good to keep the price straight. Some people try to lowball prices, as we all know as being entrepreneurs. Just tell them to go away. LOL. Thanks, Victor. Fellow Torontonian Victor. Thanks a lot, buddy. And that's true. Like always, quality, service, and price. If you focus on price, you're never going to get anywhere, really. Right? You always got to focus on the quality and services representation of your company. So what risks are you facing as an entrepreneur right now, moving forward, growing your business? What challenges and risks do you have ahead of you, that's lying ahead of you?
Well, I mean, for me personally, it would be like whenever I go to hire some independent contractors, I have to be careful with that. I mean, I could get somebody that says they know what they're doing, but they don't.
Right.
That and maybe some advertising costs at some point. So, I mean, that's a huge risk in itself.
Yeah, when you start laying out revenue, taking away from your revenue to expand your business, I mean, it's a great thing and whatnot, but you got to be careful of how you're doing it, right? Are you going to get a good ROI on that, return on the investment? So, right. Which obviously will lead me up to my next question, which is, and I just had it, do you have a referral program for your client?
Sorta. I mean, for all new clients, I'm offering up to 5 minutes or 5 pages free of charge so they can at least test me out, because I know it can be frustrating and scary to go with somebody new. So I do that, and then if somebody refers me or refers that isn't actually a client or needing something done, I would transfer that into, an equal amount of however, like 5 minutes or whatever the cost would be.
So what if they refer you to somebody else, they would get this 5 free minutes?
Well, if they're a client and they need some work done, yes. Otherwise, it would be cash.
Got it. Got it. Referral programs are really, really important. Really important. I don't think a lot of companies, well, a lot of companies do have them, sorry. But I don't think a lot of companies really resort to them, and they really should, because if they got somebody, if you have a client, Brittany, that everybody's so happy with using your services, why not ask them and offer them a little reward? We give away gift certificates. We give away $100. We have a $100 giveaway that we've branded. And it works. Like, people love it. Especially gift certificates. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured maybe I could, I mean, for current clients, for long-term clients, I would put out like just random 3 minutes or whatever, you know, just as being a good client, being loyal.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever put testimonials on your website?
I do have a few on there.
Yeah, do it. That's a great idea as well. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So so if you're going to give a bit of advice to somebody young, an aspiring entrepreneur that's just starting out, what would be 3 pieces of advice that you would give them be?
Make sure whatever you're doing, you enjoy it.
Right.
Put the time in it takes. I mean, don't give up. Third one. I can't think of it. Third one.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. What was your third one?
Oh, sorry. I was saying I can't think of the third one.
Got it.
That one's got me stumped.
That's good. That's fantastic. So everybody, I told Brittany I wouldn't keep it for that long tonight and whatnot. And we're just we're at 41 minutes right now, 42 minutes coming up. So maybe we'll start doing some closing remarks. If anybody's got any questions right now, hey, Rodrigo's here as well. Awesome. Ask away to Brittany, and please go and check out her LinkedIn profile, Script Warrior Services. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. Are you seriously thinking about doing one though?
I've thought about it, but I'm not really sure how I would implement that. I would have to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Instagram would probably, if you could figure out how to get your services out there on Instagram, that would be great. Yeah. Anything to get your brand out there, your name out there. I love your LinkedIn profile. I love the page there. It looks really, really sharp. So again, if anybody gets a chance, whip on over there, take a look at it. If you can use your services, go for it. And Rodrigo says right here, good to see you, Rick. Thanks a lot. Testimonials and referrals are huge. It drives confidence and incentives for them to share the business. It's so true. So true.
Yeah.
So true. And people, it's a win-win situation. People love it. They obviously, right? But they really do. For any other businesses, any other entrepreneurs watching, if you don't have a referral program within your business, we highly recommend it. Get one, right?
Yes.
It does work well. So, all right, guys. So I think we're going to start wrapping it up. Closing remarks, Brittany, anything that you'd like to say to everybody? Well, first of all, thank everybody for coming up. Thanks, everybody. This has really, really been fun for the last 45 minutes now. And if there's any other questions, shoot them out quickly. But what would you like to say as a closing remark there, Brittany?
I guess the biggest thing for me is that no matter how big the obstacle is, just keep pushing forward. I mean, I've had a lot of obstacles happen, and I've always pushed forward. I mean, I'm a recovering heroin addict of 6 years. I mean, if I can push through that, I can push through anything.
That's incredible. Yeah, you had a tough upbringing from what you were saying earlier too, right? We were talking beforehand, and we got to know each other over the last couple of weeks. And thanks to Megan for introducing us. But you have done incredible. You've done amazing by the sounds of it. If you want to elaborate on it now, I mean, you're more than welcome to. But kudos to you. You should be very proud of yourself.
I mean, it's not really a whole lot to elaborate on, to be honest. I was down in the dumps for a while, probably a good 4 years or so. Started doing heroin and got into all that, got into some legal trouble. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but I did it. It's part of my past. I got through it, and come Tuesday, I'm actually able to get rid of that legal problem. So excited about that.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
So, I mean, you can have any kind of obstacle in your path. I mean, I couldn't go get a job paying more than minimum wage, but that didn't stop me.
Yep. There you go. You
Gotta
got the
have that persistence.
Yep. Total key for sure. So good for you. That's incredible. Great story. You're doing great right now. Anybody else watching Brittany and listening to her stories, you can do this. You can do anything you want. Just get laser focused, set your sights on it. Don't let anybody stop you. Set goals. Whatever you need to do, just set, one life to live. Get out there and achieve your goals. And if you need support or help or anything like that, reach out to Brittany, reach out to me. Definitely join our Discord, jump on board there and work as a team. Life's easier as a team. So
yes, I mean, having a support system is really, really important.
absolutely. It's so true. You don't go into battle, which business is, so you go in with a team. So other entrepreneurs watching this, and you need some team support, get in contact with me and or Brittany. Okay. So on that note, everybody, thank you very much for watching tonight. It's been a hoot as always. And Brittany, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories. I mean, you're incredible. You've done an amazing job, and I'm very proud of you. Good job.
Thank you.
Very, very much so. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Thanks a lot once again for watching, everybody. And we'll see you hopefully next Tuesday. Bye.